Adam Schefter now joining us. You broke the story, Schefter. What more can you tell us about why the Panthers pulled the trigger to make this move up to number one?
Well, Kevin, let's give you a little bit of the backstory. These talks have been going on and have intensified since the Combine. The Bears were in position to make this deal, and they had multiple suitors for the number one overall pick. Houston was interested in moving up one slot. Carolina was interested. Other teams checked in with Chicago. And ultimately, Carolina felt like this was the right compensation package. The Panthers believe they have 48 days, and they've got the right coaches in the building right now. Frank Reich, Josh McCown, others, their general manager, Scott Fitterer, to assess this quarterback class and to make a decision. Just hung up the phone with someone in the organization, and I said, there's a belief that David Tepper loves Bryce Young, Frank Reich, like C.J. Stroud, and they said, we love all these quarterbacks, and we've got 48 days to make a decision on which one we will be taking. But clearly they felt comfortable in giving up the compensation that they did to move up 8 slots in the draft to procure the number one overall draft pick ahead of the other teams that were interested in getting that particular pick. And for the Chicago Bears, they go back 8 slots and come away with 2 1s, 2 2s, and a new number one wide receiver in Chicago, DJ Moore. So both sides really seem to get what they wanted here out of this particular trade.
So they got 48 days. You mentioned the owner siding with one quarterback and the head coach, the new head coach, siding with another quarterback. How does this affect the teams that are behind them at number 2, the Texans, and moving forward, all the other teams, as we take a look at this draft where it features 4 quarterbacks that could go in the top 10?
Well, the funny part about that is there's one team already behind them that's texted, who are the Panthers taking? Because they want to figure out what they need to do to be in position. So everybody right now has and is seeing the draft shakeup, Kevin, and everybody's trying to figure out exactly what Carolina do. Look, I think the pick will boil down to either Bryce Young or C.J. Stroud. If you look at Frank Reich's history, and you know well, he has preferred bigger quarterbacks. That would be the C.J. Stroud model. There are people who believe that Bryce Young should be the number one overall pick, that he's a mini Patrick Mahomes. Well, we'll see if that is the direction they go. But clearly at this point in time, it seems to be a decision between Bryce Young and C.J. Stroud, both in play for the number one overall pick. And as that one Panthers official just said to me, we've got 48 days to go through this. I go back to what the 49ers did when they traded up for Trey Lance. And I still maintain and believe that when they made the trade, the idea was that Mac Jones was the guy that they were leaning towards taking. But they had all that extra time to evaluate the quarterbacks and go through the process. And ultimately, they settled in on Trey Lance. So the Panthers may have an idea and a lean today, but they have almost 7 full weeks to go through their process and make a final decision about what to do. But there's no doubt that they were comfortable going up to number one. Plus, if we're going to draw analogies here, the Chicago Bears are a little bit like the Philadelphia Eagles last year when the Eagles added an extra first-round draft pick from the New Orleans Saints. They liked Jalen Hurts and believed in Jalen Hurts, but they had the ammunition built up for the future in the event that Jalen Hurts didn't play the way that they wanted this past year. Well, Jalen Hurts turned into an MVP candidate. The Eagles don't need to draft a quarterback, and they had the extra ones to fortify their roster. Well, the Bears are now in a similar position. They really like Justin Fields. They believe in Justin Fields, but they want Justin Fields to take that next step the way that Jalen Hurts did this past year in Philadelphia. And if Justin Fields does that, then the Bears have these extra picks to surround him with more and more talent. And if they don't, then they'd be in a position to move up and get a quarterback in the 2024 draft.
Thank you for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.